Hello everyone, welcome back to Skeledon, Bushcraft and Survival. Glad you could join us. Now recently I was requested on how to make cordage from tree bark. Now in previous videos I showed how to process it all the way through. But in a dire situation you need to process it and use it the same day, and you don't really have a couple of days to boil it and so on and so forth. So in today's video it's going to be about what trees I would be looking for to make nice strong cordage, raw cordage, and of course how to process it in a fast manner. Would you like to say hi?
Hi.
All right, like I said, thank you for joining us, and let's get on with it. All right, now what I have here beside me is an eastern cottonwood. In the previous video what I used was a black cottonwood, otherwise known as a swamp cottonwood. Both of them make excellent cordage. Both of them make excellent raw cordage. Willow is another one that's going to make good cordage for you. And of course, the one that we're going to be using today is pawpaw. Now I could use from this tree, but it's still alive. And I'm not damaging a tree so I can do a demonstration. But in a dire situation, you use what you got. And a living cottonwood makes just as good a cordage. In fact, better cordage than a dead cottonwood, which I'm going to show you over here. Now right here, we have a dead cottonwood tree that has fallen several years ago. Oh, if I can get over here. Up underneath this bark right here, you can see the paper cambium. Now this stuff is rotted. It's no good anymore. So that's the reason why that I say a live cottonwood would yield better results than a dead one. Because when cottonwood starts rotting, it rots fast. It's very wet wood. All right, now this right here is a pawpaw. A lot of people call a pawpaw the Indiana banana, because it produces a fruit that kind of looks like a banana. Oh, nice. Nice. And it's held together just like a banana would be. Very bitter, not good at all to most people, but it is edible and very nutritious. The leaves look like that. They finger out, but they're separated by a branch. Every single one of them has an individual branch. Almost looks like a buckeye tree, except for a buckeye tree is one with like 5 leaves sticking out, and this, every single one of them have individual stems. But nevertheless, not only does this produce fruit, but it also has edible cambium, and on top of that makes amazing cordage. So I'm not going to be using this one, of course. This one is living. I have one set aside over there that I'm going to be using from. I used from it in the last video, and well, 2 videos ago. We're going to go ahead and use that, more from it. This doesn't rot very quick, so you can actually come back and use from it several weeks, and sometimes several months after it's been cut down. So it's really good. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. All right, got my piece of pawpaw right here. The outer bark is no good. We don't want any of that. So we got to scrape that off. And the best way of doing that is with the back of the knife. Now, recently I got an email from my brother, John Riley. He asked me how was I liking the carbon steel Mora Garberg. Well, I love it, and it works great. This one right here was a gift from him. In tribute to him, I'm gonna be using it today. I love this knife more because he gave it to me. I love this knife more because this was a gift from my wife. You know how it goes. You like things, you appreciate things, and you love things more when they're from the heart. But anyways, I'm gonna use my stainless steel Mora Garberg. And my buddy, he's going around finding sticks for the fire. So anyways, the first thing we gotta do is scrape off the outer bark. So I'm using the back of the knife for that. Now, for willow, we'd be done. For pawpaw, not so much. We got to come back and take the top layer because pawpaw's inner bark is a lot thicker. Now, we can come down deep, like that right there, and believe it or not, we're not in the wood yet. That's the wood, this right here is the cambium. So, there we go. This top layer, we want to take off. Now the cambium, wanting to peel and let it peel however it is. I like to get a square surface to work with so I can divide it. Just like this right here. Now these are small pieces, but you'll see that we'll get some longer pieces as we go. Now the reason why that I'm peeling it and letting it go wherever it goes is because if you cut it, you might be cutting cross fibers. If you cut cross fibers, then you're weakening it. Okay, so we've got down to this part right here. Now, this right here, several different ways of doing it. One way is just laying this on here, taking another one and laying it on for the other strand and continue on to braid. The way that I like to do it, which this is preference only, but I like to start all over again and twist this until it goes up into a little loop like so, and then I like to set that loop right in the middle of it like this and then continue on with my strand. All right, we've made it this long. Just gonna go ahead and tie it up. Just make a little box knot at the tip of it. Well, before we go any further, as you see, I have my youngest son with me. And I would like to give a shout out to my oldest son. Recently, he has started a new channel, Stu Son's Third Generation Crafting. And here's a picture of him. I'll leave a link in the description of his channel. It's not Bushcraft, but it is arts and crafts. And if you're into that, hope you go over there and check him out. And enjoy, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Give me love. And you want to say hi?
Hi, brother.
All right. Well, let's move on to the cordage. So here we have it. As you've seen, it was long. I tied it off. I cut it in half. I tied off each end. So I got nice little small pieces that I can use. I could have left it long if I was doing a cross wrap or something like that. Ridge line, whatever. You can make it as long as you want. And this is the demonstration of how to use tree bark to make cordage the quick way. Now, like I said before, and I'll say it again, just a reminder, the link in the description of the other video that I made, it shows the second part. And when you do the two parts process, you want to do it all the way through before you ever make the cordage out of it. But in a bind, like I said, you need something quick, fast, and easy that you can do. And choosing the right tree, using the right bark, and I mentioned a couple: willow, poplar, cottonwood, and pawpaw. There's many more. There's many more. You can use stinging nettle, you can use milkweed. There's several different plants, juniper root. You can use several different to make cordage from that is very strong in the raw state. Now, of course, the reason why you would do it in the second part, you do it the long process, is so that it would last a longer period of time. This right here, after a couple of months, will become brittle and then it will break. And so that's the purpose of doing the second step. But in a bind, it's just one night and it'd be good to go. So that's going to be it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that this helped out. And we'll see you on the next one. Like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. And remember, nature, it does provide.
Bye-bye.